Yes, we are live. Uh, so we have a new guest here, Spencer from Seattle. Maybe we could all introduce ourselves, a short introduction about ourselves. I can start. So I'm Anuraj. Yeah, I'm currently based in Finland. I'm a roboticist by education, but currently do software as work. And yeah, so I've been building robots with at YaRG Robotics Garage for since the beginning. And yeah, welcome, Spencer. Next one, please.
Sure. So I'm Eric, based in Japan, and I come from the AI community, okay, but from the 90s, so seen different changes over the years. And otherwise, doing mainly software, some hardware as well, and uh, and that's about it. Nice to have you today, Rafa.
Everyone. My name is Rafa. I've been following along with the Yak Robotics first as a lurker for the first, I don't know, almost 4 years, I guess, or 3 years. And then been contributing more actively over the past 3, 4 months since I'm having fun building some marketplace protocols and some LLM-based interpretations of robot commands. In my day job, I work in blockchain as a function manager for governance protocols.
Hi, I'm Emil Fenster. I've been involved with the YaRG Robotic project from the beginning. A little bit of hardware, a little bit of software, a little bit of wanting the robots to dance. And in my day job, I'm a patent attorney.
Hello, I'm Venkat. I've also been with the project since the beginning. I haven't been as active in the last 6 months, but I'm also in Seattle. And there's also another member in Seattle who's not been active lately, Rhett Garber. So we actually have three people in Seattle, so we should be able to do fun stuff. Yeah, my background is aerospace and mechanical, specifically controls. And the first year, I designed and built my own couple of rovers that kind of sort of worked but never fully worked. And yeah, I've been mostly trying to keep up with Anuraj and now Rafa in the last 6 months. And hopefully I'll get back up to speed and catch up. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe we can set up Eric's robot today, or at least have you registered it, Eric, on the
No, that was
on chain?
one of the goals for today. So to do that, first I needed the software to work, and basically I finished to confirm the software is working earlier today. You and I did in the chat.
Yeah.
So
So maybe you could share the screen, then Rafa and I could guide you through.
share the screen of what? Sorry.
Of Cloud. So basically, you could just yeah. Do you have Cloud subscription or any other?
No, no,
Uh,
I don't.
uh, I haven't tried it with Codex, but it should also be possible. So
Sorry,
this
is there a requirement for anything except
uh
basically running the code ourselves?
well, you don't need Cloud at all. You could just use the scripts. Uh, Let me check what the scripts were. Mm,
So the goal for today is that Rafa and Anuraj have developed this blockchain-backed marketplace, and basically we want to register a new rover for a new robot on it, right? Okay, this one. And for us, there are two tasks: is to register the rover itself, but also to mount an ESP32S3 on the rover instead of the one at the original one is an Arduino Nano, right? Okay. We want to replace this one by this one because we need Wi-Fi, okay, and a bit some more power. So today, there are two tasks basically. So one is to register, to mount this on the hardware, okay, but it can be done offline. And the second is to register it to the marketplace, right? Okay. But maybe today we will just have time to register to the marketplace. And basically, it's to register the computer. Okay, whether it's mounted or not is a different matter. Okay, I hope it's not confusing the way I ended up presenting this. Right?
Rafa, does the front end allow registration, or should we go via the script?
You should
Does
be
it?
able to use the front end registration for the marketplace. It does it all automatically.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
just need to have the MCP server link so that you can add that to the metadata.
Yeah.
So two different pieces, right? Like the first one is, does your robot have any server, right? That through which the commands go through, right? And the separate is the registration. You can actually just do the registration straight up with having a dummy server link. You can, because it doesn't have like strict controls on that. So you can use the demo website. Like,
So,
you can try.
Rafa, just to confirm is that right now on the chip, okay, I've got the what is the name of the repository? The Tumblr ESP32S3 software running. So
yeah.
there is the server that accepts commands we want to send to the rover.
Yeah, but that only is for local control, right? So you basically need something like ngrok, or I think you could also use Cloudflare Tunnel. I haven't used that, but basically you need to expose it to the public internet via something. Maybe you could also use PageKite. I've only tried it with ngrok.
Ngrok is configured.
Yeah,
so I may need to change the port or whatever. But
no, but with ngrok you get a free fixed URL, I think.
The URL, but you need to decide for the ports where to listen to. I may have to change that for the configuration.
But we could just try, right?
Basically, what I have is that I have an ngrok account, and that points to Caddy. We talked about Caddy a few times, okay? Caddy that is basically a kind of load balancer, and it allows for me to have several things around, and one of them is the rover. So that is configured, but I may need to adjust depending on what we exactly need. So.
Let's try this. How works? Where is the registration?
That's the wrong link. Go to yakrobot.bid/demo. Yeah, you go to /demo. Yeah, there we go. And then top left says register a robot.
What was the Tumblr prefix?
I don't know. Type in. There should be an admin. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
at the top where it says admin, just say robot admin. Just
Here.
type in robot, yeah, robot admin. Okay. Now you can change the name to be anything instead of fake rover. Yeah.
Okay. And
You can just set dummy data for all of these. They're all updatable later. Wait. Yeah, you gotta add something.
okay.
Oh, by the way, you can do this, Anuraj. You can register Eric's robot via your cloud as well if you want to.
Okay.
So if you want to do it that way, you can do it as well.
But let's try this because I haven't tried
Yeah.
the front end registration.
Yeah, so I usually here, I just pick other. Yeah. So all of this is, if you're using Claude Code, Claude reads your firmware and your robot information automatically. So it will fill in your metadata, like it won't be like human picked, right? Like it will, like Claude will intuit like the setup that you have, which is quite good.
Do you have the URL, Eric?
Yes.
That
So I sent it to.
is it in Discord? Yeah.
To Discord, yes, sorry. And the thing that so we wait just a second before registering because you will need. I need to modify a little bit because of the load balancer. Okay? So this is actually the right one.
Or is it this one? What I put inside?
Yes, with the name of the rover at the end.
So here, this is just the basic bidding configuration, by the way. Again, you can specify whatever you want. For example, the robot that I registered as, and you can change this. You can change this later, by the way. But I registered a robot that said it's like 50 cents for hiring plus 1 cent per move or something like that, or 10 cents for hiring plus 1 cent per second of move, or related. So you can specify what your pricing model looks like for the activities that you do, and you can be as specific as you want, because the LLM will like interpret the layer. So here, you should probably unclick card and bank statement because you don't have a Stripe account, or a bank account. And then for payment destination here, you should add a wallet that you control. So I don't know, Eric, if you have one. If not, we'll just default like for the deployer wallet, and then I will sort your payments on the back end, which is something that I haven't necessarily done. But you want your robot to be able to receive money for the marketplace. It's also not necessary if you you can just like quote unquote like have it go through the platform.
Either way, maybe to have a mock wallet at this point.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
you can just default to the deployer wallet. It's okay. You can just like continue here. You don't need to set up a wallet.
I do have wallets, but are there some requirements about how to?
Oh no.
So what kind of information I need to provide?
Wait. Can you copy the error and send it to me?
Yeah.
There's probably
I posted
something.
it in the Discord channel.
Yeah, thanks. Always a bug when you do the demo live. It's like 100% chance.
It's exciting.
That's okay. We will redo the video for Mayor later and after for Venkatesh as well. So this is just a rehearsal, right?
Yeah.
But for the wallet, what kind of information do we need in general? Because I don't know. I have easily a handful of wallets basically. Okay.
It's just your wallet address, which you can control, right?
Yeah. I would try to see whether I can pull that out. Um,
One second, guys. I need to debug. Can you do me one additional favor? Can you just try to just click accept the scroll down card and bank transfer, just click it to accept it,
Okay.
and then just try again. No. Okay, same error, right? Yeah. Give it a second, it's thinking, because I need to search the code base and figure out where the error is coming from. If you, but in general, by the way, right after this, when you say register and activate, it will basically run a transaction where it will create a profile for you on the Ethereum chain using the ERC8004. And then we'll also create the necessary metadata that the marketplace can connect with. And the marketplace requires slightly different metadata so that your search and profile are filled in. So if you go to the left-hand side and click Anuraj on NPC robot, ground robot, in the active operators, yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll see here, scroll down, you can see all the different metadata, and you can click on verification here. And that's your registration number and your base mainnet and so on.
in the back end, sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead. That was it.
I'm sorry. In the back end, all that information is what is required by the protocol, right?
There's two different.
EIP,
There's two different protocols. One is, did you register your robot using the agent registration, which is the 8004? And then there's additional information that you need, ideally, to be able to participate in the marketplace. Because the marketplace requires different types of legibility. Like you need to be able to say how your robot pricing is configured, right? Or else you can't be in the marketplace, but you can register a robot without pricing configuration.
Yeah, thank you.
Technically. Yeah.
So the two protocols, so the first one is 8004 and the other one is 642 or something like that?
No, that one is just a protocol that I made. So like it's just the marketplace auction bidding system.
Thank you.
It uses a bunch of other standards, but I've kind of did a custom stack of sorts.
Well, I remember Aniraj was talking about using the X402, right, for the payments, right? Something like that.
Yeah, so basically, I think I have used it on some. So I made a server which by which you could basically have like control of the robot after you know the control URL or the ngrok URL. Once you know that, you could put that behind a payment gate using X402. So basically, I've done that. Uh, I think the repo has that infrastructure, but I don't know if this front end is using it or not.
Okay, thank you.
So, like, how is the base payment here? What is it using? Is it using Stripe
Um,
or?
so right now I have a platform wallet that has a little bit of Ethereum. So that's the deployer wallet. So when you register a robot using the interface, the platform is saying, like, basically, don't worry about it. Like, I'll cover all the payments and everything. So you don't need any crypto to set this up. And then what I would do is, which I haven't necessarily built, but for any robot that configures via this, but is trusting the platform for payment management, then when that robot would get hired, then I have like an automatic conversion from USDC into like a bank invoicing type of situation. So the robot is passing the trust on to the platform for managing their payments.
Okay, so but it's not using X402 in the background.
No,
Is
not
it?
right now. No, because these are batch payments. So the robot is bidding and saying, "I will complete your work for X amount." There's a different model of bidding, which is like, I will complete your work at X rate of payment. But I haven't built out the X rate of payment right now. It's just like to simplify it, like.
The X rate of payment means something like a streaming payment, or like it gets paid as it does the work,
Yeah.
or
That's right. Yeah. So you could have different types of robots. One robot could tell you, "Hey, for $500, I'll like complete this work," and the other one will tell you, "I'll complete this work at $10 per minute," or whatever it is, with an estimation of like 50 minutes of completion. And then depending on your preferences, like from your agent would have purchasing preferences, not necessarily you. So yeah. Do you want to try again? Can you click register and activate again?
okay, so it doesn't have the. Uh, so the tumbler has this monocular camera, right?
Right.
Yeah,
How
give me
do I?
1 second. Uh, uh, go to. Can you copy that and give it to me as well? So one of the limitations here is that I added a quality check that equipment needs to be legible to the marketplace, because I didn't want people to add equipment that wasn't necessarily already pre-approved in the marketplace, like a gun, for example, or that type of stuff. So I wanted, one of the things that's uncertain is you have to create a complete ontology of robot equipment, because your agent needs to be able to do the translation from request into equipment execution. This is like for later, but some of the discussion that I've been having in the design phase. So I've been manually adding equipment right now, but it's a bigger project that you need to sort out. You can technically allow any equipment, but I just hadn't fixed the generalization of what to do when you have a new piece of equipment. You need piping in the back end that recognizes the new equipment and then indexes the new equipment, so that then when you do a bid, you can navigate the new equipment's request. Anyways,
But
long story
is
short,
there
I
a
can fix it.
camera, just a camera,
Yeah, if you add camera, it should probably work.
or okay?
Okay, that one is weird. Okay.
But maybe let's. Is it changeable after I add some?
Yeah,
Let's say.
it's all changeable. Yeah.
Okay. Photogrammetry is basically camera, actually.
Yeah. Let's see if it works. There you go.
Nice. Maybe let's. This indexing site might take a few minutes, I think.
Yeah, it might take. Can you go back? Can you just make sure? Can you copy paste this and add it in the the text, so that I can
Which one?
so I can find it. Just hit copy.
This one.
Yeah. Copy that. Yeah, whatever. It's fine.
This is using Pinata or something else, because in the
It's using Pinata, yeah. So
yeah.
I have a central Pinata account. So it's pinning. So it's basically abstracting everything away from the robot operator. So the idea, what I was thinking in terms of the user journey, is that a robot operator doesn't need any blockchain to do the registration or participate in the marketplace. They only need a robot. So the kind of what I was working towards was um, what would be a future in which I have a robot at home, let's say a Roomba, but instead of putting the Roomba in my apartment, I put it in the hallway. Um, and then all I need to go is go to this registration portal where I register my Roomba in the hallway, and then anybody on my floor of the apartment can hire the Roomba to clean their apartment one day.
Is there going to be a big business in Roomba doors, on the bottom of the front door so we can go out?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So you might have a doggy door, but you might have a robot door. An apartment might have a little robot door, and then you might have a fleet of robots that live inside an apartment building. And then you might say I need someone to clean my bathroom, and then this little bucket comes in, right? Because your living environment also needs to change so that robots can access utilities, electricity, water, power, whatever it is, and then you hire services, but what shows up is a robot and goes into your apartment, and you have verifiable trust of some level, which is that the robot is guaranteed to not do it, and you have insurance, right? So if the robot does something weird, you can get compensated or whatnot.
So I'm wondering how the robot gets from one floor to the next.
I think they just take the elevator, to be honest. I think
they just tell you this, but they can't reach. The Roombas are really flat.
You just add buttons at the bottom.
Or you could just connect it to the building network, right?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a similar problem. It's a very nasty last mile logistics problem. Don't get me wrong, but it is solvable with infrastructure, but also with other robots that move robots. So you might have a fleet of robots, and you might have certain SLAs that say your floor gets cleaned between hours A and B, you opt in or not, type of situation. But I'm not sure but it's similar to the solving the scooter problem, the scooter logistics problem of keeping them charged, like the battery charge and in the right locations.
But somebody, at least the scooter, there seems to be some contractors collecting the scooters and taking it somewhere to charge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you'll get the same level of abstraction, right? You'll have a robot maintainer that goes from apartment building to apartment building to maintain a fleet of probably home robots. So instead of one person having one robot, which I think is the model that we have right now, and it's expensive, you'll just have robots for the apartment, like a kit, and then people will just like hire them to do stuff in their apartment. Like I would prefer, like I have visitors coming at 3 p.m. today. I have work, so I just hire a fleet of robots to come in and like,
Clean up.
Roomba and clean up and like put stuff away, like while I like am at the workspace or working from home in my office.
And I'm just wondering, I mean, if we're talking about Roombas, they probably can't learn and store in their memory the floor plan for all of the apartments in your apartment building. You need to update them. You're going to apartment number 7.
Yeah, but most apartment buildings have the same layouts, right? Or the same type of thing.
I have a
Like
closet somewhere and you don't. Okay, so it's not going to clean in your apartment where I have a closet. That's not.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's solvable with either with better robot aware like interpretation of space. Like and they might need to come scan your apartment like first, right? Like there might be a type of setup process. Um like maybe you just deploy the blueprints as metadata to the robot fleet ecosystem, and then they look it up the same way like a cleaner might like has to scan your apartment when they first get in to figure out like what order they need to do the cleaning. So, but I do think there's a big job around making apartment buildings legible to robots. That is currently like currently we haven't invested in that. It's kind of like electricity. Like apartments before didn't have wires, and then you had to wire all the apartments. I think we need something similar where we I'm not quite sure, like an apartment needs to be legible to robots. And right now, like maybe, for example, maybe onboarding looks like, oh, if you want to hire this robot, please walk around your apartment and take a short video. And then there's an interpretation layer that converts the video into blueprints or like whatever it is for the task to be complete.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm just, I'm wondering what are the words? Economics of making the building Roomba friendly.
Yeah, I have no idea. I was thinking last week that I should buy a Roomba, but I should put it in the hallway of like one of the buildings and say like, oh, if you want to use a Roomba, like I was trying to figure out whether I could like jerry rig a public Roomba on like an apartment floor.
Well, you can
Instead of a
definitely.
Roomba, it might be better to use this Matic robot. Do you know what the new guys? They are trying to create a home cleaning robot.
It's a consumer device today. You go to the supermarket and you see 7 different models on sale.
Yeah, so it does mopping too.
Yeah. So
Yeah, but
I
that's
think
not going to fit under my door.
well, you have to let it in right now. Yeah, definitely. Like it would like, but still, it would be kind of interesting. I mean, if you wanted to MVP this, the way that I would do it is I would buy the robot and I would just announce that I have a robot, and then people could text me if they wanted the robot to clean their apartment. And then I would just show up with the robot and then put the robot down, and then like come back an hour later and pick up the robot. And then like if people used it, like if they do that, then they might do it with an app.
Yeah. This whole thing would work better with an Optimus Prime, because Optimus is tall enough to press buttons and maybe even, unlock keys.
Yeah.
But that is how kind of the cleaning companies in the apartments work, right? There is like a person
Yeah.
kind of using some sort of equipment going to every apartment. They are doing it manually right now, but they could just go and deploy the robots when they have to clean the hallways or something, and then just collect the robots when the task is done.
Well, around here, the person in charge of the building hires a cleaner to clean the hallways and the steps, once a week. And some of the people who live in the apartment building pay that cleaner extra to clean their apartments. So maybe we should put it the other way around. You're not wiring the building, you're wiring the building public spaces to be cleaned by the robot. And then when the robot comes by your door, you can open it and let the robot in and, clean up for your party. Still the problem how to get from floor to floor.
Yeah, I think there's probably just going to be an intermediate phase where like it's the cleaner that has robots. So like they
Yeah.
just like go drop off robots, and then maybe over 30 years or 50 years, like as people build a new apartment building, you might have a little robot door and you might have a little robot shaft, right? That like,
Hmm.
like
A dumb waiter.
yeah, the dumb waiter, but it's robots and it's robot managed.
Yeah, so like at least in my apartment, you get this. The dishwasher is a part of the apartment, so it comes with this. So this could become something like that, right? The robot is a part of the apartment maintenance equipment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, and it kind of makes sense. So there are certain things that make sense for this to be true. These floor cleaning ones it makes sense because the majority of the time the floor cleaning robot is actually not being used. So inventory utilization is like very low. Like the Roomba isn't always cleaning your apartment, right? The majority of its time it's not doing anything. It only cleans your apartment for like whatever 45 minutes a day. So it actually makes sense for a robot that has that type of utility to be cleaning everybody's apartment, right? Like,
Right.
so I think if you do a 2x2 grid on basically utilization versus size, or like, like a dishwasher, for example, is not 100% utilization, but you can't really, it doesn't make sense to move it. Similar to like laundry, right? Like those things don't make sense. And the utilization is also all at the same time. But for the floor cleaning, which is small and low utilization, it's kind of starts making sense that it should be roving from location to location.
Wait, Rafa, a lot of apartment buildings have central laundry. They have a laundry room and you go
No,
down to
yeah,
laundry.
yeah, but I don't necessarily see the washing requires like a lot of water and stuff, so it doesn't I don't necessarily see a roving laundry as a realistic thing. I see a roving hamper, right? Pick up your clothes as a thing, but not the laundry machine.
Oh, I think
But
it's
maybe
more
I'm
of a
wrong.
weight problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking in terms of the size, like the weight and the size. Like some of it is movable. Is it movable? Yes or no? Is utilization high or low? And so if you have low fragmented utilization and you're movable, then it makes sense that you might want a fleet, a local fleet.
So this is the whole field of smart buildings is pretty hot. But I think with robots, it's more interesting retrofitting existing ones.
Yeah.
We have like 15 minutes more. Rafa, can you do a small intro about this EAS and what this
Yeah.
does? Uh,
So if you scroll to the bottom of the profile, so let's go first to the marketplace and scroll down, and you see where it says attestations. Wait, hit close that for a second. So the last line in the profile is called attestations.
okay, this one.
Yeah, and this attestation is a one-way kind of signature with metadata that's happening. So I can attest that Anuraj is a person from my wallet.
So it's
And
making a statement with your signature.
it's a
So basically,
one-way
like, yeah.
one-way statement. There's no
Okay.
handshake, right?
So basically, somebody has to trust you, that the attestation is true.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. But as you have more attestations from different sources, you don't have to trust any single one. You just have to trust the network of attestations. So you can have like malicious people as well, right? Kind of like
Yeah.
reviews. Maybe not all reviews are real, but some of them are real, right? Like, hopefully, which we know is not necessarily true for a lot of Amazon stuff, but you get the idea. So the attestation kind of works like that. And it's saved, I believe, as a hash. Um, I don't know the exact technical pieces, but why this works is the marketplace. Let's say someone has a murder robot, right? And they register it on the AS 8004. You don't want the murder robot to show up in your really nice house cleaning marketplace or your dancing robot marketplace.
It's a type
So
of
whether
cleaning, but okay.
yeah, it's a type of cleaning, but not exactly what you might want. So what you can do is you can have a curation process for which robots are discoverable for your marketplace. So a forced filter, and you can use attestations to be the source of that filter. This also works for like other types of data, like any type of thing that you want to curate. Um, and then the marketplace only works like in my interface, it only works with whatever the attestations exist. It doesn't mean you can't go to Cloud Code and hire a robot that isn't attested by the marketplace. But on my interface legally, I can defend that only X robots are shown that are registered or licensed or like whatever it is.
What is this, a company or is it some?
It is a company, I believe, that builds this, but I'm not 100% sure. The way the company works is they introduce attestations to other types of documentation, and so on. Um, but it's a public good, yeah. And it's open contracts, so like the contracts are persistent, and like it doesn't matter if they go out of business, I can still use attestations. It's just a smart contract with a template. It composes, I think you need two different, so you have a factory contract, which produces your attestation schema, is what it's called. So that would be like, I attest that this robot has different things, like it's like a data schema, and then you use your schema contract to then attest, and the output of the attestation has a specific standard that is followed and is indexed by like the graph or whatever indexing system you have. I might be wrong, but that's how I think about it.
I think there's definitely a scaling problem here. If we have tens of millions of robots that you have to search through, I mean, everybody in New York City is willing to rent out a Roomba. So, do you have a solution for that problem, that you have too many bidders that are offering the same thing?
Nah, not really. I'm not too worried about scale at this point. I imagine that the solution will emerge as a sort of like algorithmic discovery, kind of like how Twitter had to solve the network followers, like what tweets to show to who and how quickly. I think it's a similar type of attention bidding system. You'll have like algorithmic optimization for discovery of robots. So you want your robot always to like have 100% utilization. So,
Right.
or whatever you do. So if it has lower utilization, then you'll find ways to optimize that if you're trying to squeeze out the most money out of a robot.
Yeah.
What does ZK help in this? You don't have to show your data, I guess.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can just check the attestation, true or false, right, with a specific statement. But I haven't really looked into this too much.
So we have one more robot registered in Japan now.
Yeah, but I wonder if it can win an auction bid. I assume so. Will it execute?
Actually, we have to. I put another one just to try. Can they win auction? That's another story.
Yeah,
but we
the
can
good
try a
thing.
live auction. Yeah.
Yeah, the one good thing is like if there are robots which if there are robots which are like trash, whatever it is, like we don't use them anymore, I can just like remove the attestation of being a live robot, and then the robot will disappear from the indexing. Because the blockchain is forever, but the attestation can be revoked. So the attestation
He's not a
value can
human
be-
anymore.
Yeah, he's not a human anymore. That's right.
And doesn't clean well.
Doesn't clean well. Yeah. So you can add a review, which is using the 8004 like pattern. I wonder if the review process of the 804 is an attestation. It might be possible, but you can also just add a random attestation. I can test anything. I can like go to a contract and like attest that this contract is good. Like I can just like it's a one-way statement on like anything that has an on-chain addressable address.
We have like maybe 10 minutes more. Do we have something else to discuss? Mayor and Venkat, like it might be good to register your tumblers too. Where do you have the tumbler setup, or
I'm not sure if I have it set up. I have the Tumblr.
do you have the tumbler with the ESP32?
I have it. The question is it? How do I know which chip is inside?
The blue colored one is the ESP32 Nano Arduino, and the black colored one is the normal default Arduino.
And the black one, maybe there is Elegu written on it, so
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
the
Just
the
a
original
second.
board, right?
I have to open 7 screws to see the color.
I think you have the default board on. Yeah,
Well,
you have the default board on. So you will have to kind of open it up and then set up the. Well, for registration, you don't need to use the ESP32S3. But if you want to move the robot with Wi-Fi, you will have to replace
I
the
want to
board
move it.
with. Yeah, so you will have to fix the
When you say
3D printed.
board, when you say board, you mean put on this one.
Yes, with the Arduino ESP32, the blue
Okay.
colored board. It should look something like this.
That's what I think I have in there now. Is that possible?
It won't work because the default board is like 5 volt,
Oh,
and then you
well,
might have a 3D printed plate, plastic plate.
just a second. I do. Just
This
one
one
Yeah.
like
second.
that.
Yes. Yeah, so Eric is
So I
showing there.
have. Is this what we're talking about?
Yeah, I think so, but it's
This
not
is
soldered.
my ATM Mega
No,
32
no, no, no,
ASP.
no.
No.
It's
I
not that.
gotta, I gotta, I gotta drop off, guys. We'll chat.
Okay.
Good, good day, Rafa.
I also want to figure out the self-balancing stuff, but we can do that next week, I guess. All right.
Yeah, and Patrick was suggesting for the formal protocol theory in the uh, SOP channel to have a
Yeah,
session on uh, robots. Uh, Maybe like we can explain the 804 registration and the marketplace protocol and then kind of have a demo. But yeah, let's discuss in that channel.
yeah.
Just
We can
the
No,
also
like,
set up. We could set up a quick also interface with like ask questions about it. So like we could like vibe code like a little thing for the presentation that people can like also ask questions about the protocol and whatnot from the based on the GitHub docs and
okay.
setup. All right.
Yeah.
Cheers.
See.
Good day. Bye.
okay. Anwar, since I have this chip
Uh,
that says Aligo on
no,
it, no.
no,
But
not
since I
the.
have this, it means that what I have installed in the robot is some sort of ESP32.
Yes, probably. Can you remove that and show it to me from the Tumblr?
Just a second. No, I have to unscrew everything.
No, you should just be able to use your fingers to
That's what
pop
I'm
it off.
trying to do. Just a second, maybe. No, I can't.
Yeah, but just check like if you have something similar to this one.
No, I have a board, a blue board plugged in. Okay, if you look at my tumbler from the side.
Yeah, so it might be better to remove that
No,
from.
so I can't remove it
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that.
yeah. So basically, what you have is the plug-in board. So
Right.
the 2024 demo.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You can keep that as memory. That we
No,
tried
so do
something.
I need to, what do I need to do?
Yeah, so you can remove the entire PCB as it is.
This one,
Yeah,
the lower
yes,
one?
yeah. The second section you can remove, unscrew it completely and keep it as a memory because you don't need it. Except, and then you can pop off the ESP32 from that.
Just a second. But this, for example, doesn't support
Yeah, so that
the
is why you
the
have
eye.
the 3D printed plate. Do you see a
Right.
three? I sent you a 3D printed plate. So yeah, this you will plug it on the tumbler metallic with the standoffs,
Right.
and on top of that, you will
I
use
move the
yeah,
chip from here to here.
yeah, and then this green board goes on the 3D printed plate,
Right.
and then the 3D printed plate goes on the metallic. Uh,
Yeah. But then I
But so
lose functionality, don't I?
well,
yes, you have to. Maybe the IMU to
except
transfer. Yeah.
except the ultrasonic sensor, you have everything else plus
Exactly.
Wi-Fi,
I lose no, I also
ultrasonic.
lose these sensors, the little ones.
Which yeah, the IR sensors. Yeah, you lose them,
Okay.
but you get a camera and Wi-Fi.
No, that's fine. I'm just making
Yeah.
sure what
The,
I'm gaining and
the
losing.
camera. How do we get the camera?
You can plug in. So you see a USB
Ah,
coming out, right?
the connector for the camera. Okay, I got it. Yes.
Yeah. So basically, you could use buy this one. It's a RAW
Can I put any
ESP32.
USB camera on it?
No. I think the current capacity is 500 milliamps. So you can
No, I
put
mean
this
any little USB camera.
anything that consumes less than 500 milliamps. Yes.
Okay.
So
Then
Venkat and
I
I
also
have
have
the
to leave now, though,
yeah.
unfortunately.
So Venkat and I have an older ESP32, but I have posted the link which you could basically use. But yeah,
Yeah.
check that next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bye.